I just leave. I go home. I go home to my life, and I take care of my cat and do all the stuff I'm supposed to.
She's gone. No warning, no farewell speech. 1 minute, Whoopi Goldberg was at the table on The View. The next, she vanished like smoke in the wind. No goodbye, no email, no trace. Word on the street, she didn't just leave the show, she left the country. Why? One word, lawsuit, and not your average media spat. This was an $800 million legal torpedo launched by rising conservative firebrand Karoline Leavitt. The moment that lawsuit dropped, the panic set in. And Whoopi, she slipped out the back door. Behind the scenes, ABC's on fire. Staff are scrubbing. Emails. Sponsors are freezing ad deals. PR reps are spinning like mad. The View went from top talk show to ground zero of the most expensive media scandal in daytime TV history.
Well, listen. If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Insiders say Whoopi jetted off just days after the court approved an accelerated trial. Some call it a break. Others say it was an escape. It all started with one explosive interview. Karoline Leavitt wasn't your typical guest. Young, sharp, and unapologetically conservative, she walked onto that set knowing exactly what she was walking into. Joy Behar kicked off with a smirk, mocking Karoline like she was a kid at the adults' table. Sunny Hostin jumped in with the race angle. It got tense fast, but Karoline didn't flinch. Then Whoopi leaned in, cool, calm, calculated, and dropped a line that sliced like a scalpel.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on looks?
The line that made headlines? You're not here because you earned it. You're just a product of right-wing pity politics. The audience roared. The co-hosts grinned. Karoline? She nodded quietly. No theatrics, no outburst. But the next morning, boom, Karoline filed an $800 million defamation lawsuit. TikTok exploded. Twitter went feral. Legal experts called it unprecedented. This wasn't just about bruised egos. It was about power, reputation, and whether a woman could be invited onto national TV and publicly dismantled for sport.
Think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
This wasn't some emotional tantrum filed in court. Karoline came with receipts. Her team dissected every frame, every laugh, every glance. But the real hit? Internal documents, emails, Slack threads. One leaked email was damning. Open soft with Joy, pivot to race with Sunny, Whoopi closes with ideological kill shot. A Slack message added fuel. Karoline's trending, go hard, this is our moment. This wasn't improv, it was ambush theater. Then came the now infamous hot mic moment. In unaired footage, Whoopi, thinking her mic was off, whispered, "She's all scripted. Toss her a Trump grenade. Watch her freeze." In court? That clip landed like a nuke. Even CNN anchors winced. One analyst called it character demolition masquerading as commentary. Suddenly, Karoline wasn't the villain. She was the underdog, and Whoopi, she was in trouble.
Raised a few eyebrows using the Bible to support the idea of kids getting gender change surgeries. Take a look.
This is a party that says we believe in parents' rights. You're telling me that as a parent, I'm not smart enough to decide if my child and I need to have gender affirming. Our doctors are not involved. What is going on? So I can't decide what my kid reads. I can't decide for my child what my child says is going on. You're telling me your beliefs, and they keep saying it, and I keep saying, what Bible are you reading? Because God was really clear. Very clear.
I would say this is a new low for The View, but it isn't. They've gone way lower before. It's certainly on brand for The View.
It was full-blown legal siege. Karoline's team didn't want just highlight reels. They wanted it all. Raw footage, production logs, Zoom meetings, emails, everything. Another bombshell surfaced. A Slack message reading, "Let Whoopi close with sarcasm. Trigger her. Keep cameras rolling." Then came the subpoena. Not an email. A hand-delivered court order, straight to ABC HQ and Whoopi? According to one producer, she muttered, "I didn't think she'd actually go through with it." Then, she disappeared. ABC said she was on a wellness break. But 48 hours before her deposition, Whoopi boarded a private jet. No phone off, no crew goodbye. Gone. Some said Italy, others pointed to a Caribbean hideout. Either way, she ghosted, just as the court was demanding answers.
By running.
If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on and
Right.
That's what you hear.
Yeah.
When they don't have anything to hold you with, nothing to make you think about what they have to say, they talk at you, not to you. And that's what she was doing. And she was doing it, and it's not new.
No.
But everybody's hip to you all now.
Yeah.
And we are anticipating that you are not prepared. Because you keep saying you going and you preparing when you're on the trail.
Yeah.
I would like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was...
She keeps saying she's preparing. But the truth? This young woman, barely into her career, came loaded with more homework than anyone expected. Whoopi once said, "There will be no wokeness here." But here's the thing. Without wokeness, Whoopi wouldn't have had that seat at the table. Women weren't invited. Black women especially. It took generations to break into those spaces, and now when someone questions it, that's not bold. That's ignorant. The irony is brutal. The very progress Whoopi defends. Karoline used it to fight back. As Whoopi went dark, Karoline did the opposite. She showed up, in court, on time, alone, no entourage, just a navy blazer, ponytail, and a binder full of receipts. Media who once mocked her, now praising her. Calm under fire, said MSNBC. Focused and poised, said Fox. Even ABC's. Internal chatter admitted she wasn't performing. She was presenting. Meanwhile, ABC was crumbling. Ratings were down. Advertisers were pulling out. A leaked internal memo was blunt. "We are hemorrhaging trust, viewership, and credibility." The last line, "Prepare for possible cancellation." The View wasn't just losing viewers. It was losing its grip. Joy Behar, furious. Insiders say she feels thrown under the bus. Sunny Hostin, questioned hard in court. Headlines read, "How did a lawyer miss this lawsuit coming?" Crew morale? In the gutter. Backup hosts are being tested. Emergency Zoom calls happen daily. Some sponsors have pulled from ABC entirely, just to avoid the splash zone. TikTok creators are roasting the chaos. One viral video? Split screen. Karoline calmly testifying. Whoopi photoshopped onto an airplane. Caption: "One showed up for court, the other showed up for boarding." This isn't just a scandal, it's a shift. Karoline didn't scream. She didn't rant. She sued. And in doing so, she rewrote the playbook. No tweet storms, no clickbait. Just focus. And firepower. The message: if you try to destroy someone on national TV, don't expect them to sit quietly. Especially if they come with lawyers, footage, and a plan. Even if Whoopi returns to The View, her legacy now carries a scar. 2 words etched in headlines: defamation lawsuit. So now it's your turn. Did Whoopi flee a legal firestorm? Should ABC pull the plug before the whole network sinks with it? And is Karoline Leavitt the most unexpected legal powerhouse of the decade? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Karoline didn't just clap back. She launched a reckoning. And Whoopi? She's silent. But the rest of us? We're still watching the view burn.